Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and today is May 29th, which means that it is time to choose my June TBR. So first, let's go over the books that I had chosen for May. So I had Fantasy, which I chose A Time of Dread by John Gwynne. An Instagram pick / new release, which I chose The Women by Kristen Hanna. I had Set in a Different Country, which I chose Jana Goes Wild by Farrah Heron. I had A Name in the Title, so I chose Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C. I had published in July, so I chose The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. And last but not least, I had Riley's pick, which is my husband, and he chose Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. And I have utterly failed at this TBR because I have read these two. I gave The Lovely Bones 3 stars, and I gave the Jana Goes Wild by Farrah Heron 4.5 stars, and I am currently over 400 pages into Murtagh by Christopher Paolini, so I will be finishing this in the next couple of days. But other than that, I did not read these 3 books, so that's half of my TBR that I did not finish. So because of that, I will have 3 extra throws this month, so rather than doing 6 throws, I will have 9 throws for 9 books. So I won't be getting any rewards, and like I said, my punishment for not finishing all the books is having those 3 extra throws. So other than that, I think that is it, and let's get into the throws. Okay, so the first prompt that I got was by Sarah, and for this one I decided to go with A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. This is a fake dating romance, obviously, and I don't know a whole lot about it. All I know is that they start out not liking each other, but they just kind of charm each other, and so it sounds like it's going to be fun and cute. And I'm excited to try it out. So I've been on quite the romance kick here lately, if you have not watched any of my recent videos, but I've been on quite the romance kick here lately. And so I really want to continue with that, and so I'm going to read this one. The next prompt that I got was a standalone, and for this one I decided to go with Surviving Savannah by Patty Callahan. This is a historical fiction set around a ship that was a steamship called the Pulaski was sunk or had sunk. It says, a luxury steamship sank in 1838 with Savannah's elite on board. Their fates were forgotten until the wreck was found 180 years later, and now their stories are finally being told in this spellbinding novel from the New York Times bestselling author of Becoming Mrs. Lewis. So I don't know anything about this, but I'm super excited to try it out. It says that it's the Titanic, it's known as the Titanic of the South. And so I'm really curious to try this one out. I've never read anything from Patty Callahan before, and I'm really intrigued, especially because it is another thing with the ship sinking. And so I will be choosing this one for my standalone. That I got was a 3-word title, and for that one I have decided to go with one that I believe is going to be a thriller, and that is Girl in Ice by Erica Ferencik. I'm not entirely sure how you say that, This one is about a girl who I believe is a linguist, and her brother or her cousin goes missing, and she is trying to figure out what happened to him when a girl who has been frozen for X amount of time is found. Yeah, a young girl frozen in the ice who thaws out alive, speaking the language no one understands except for her because she is a linguist. And I think it's going to be really interesting. It's definitely going to be something different, but it's one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. I seen it on Amazon a long time ago and it really intrigued me, and I finally got it from the library, and so I'm really excited to try this one out. I'm not 100% sure if it is a thriller, but it sounds really interesting, and so I'm going to try this one out for a 3-word title. I got was a wild card. So this is a book that I pretty much remember nothing about. It's just on my shelves and I don't really remember anything about it. And so for that one, I have chosen Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. All I know about this book is that it is basically a retelling of Camelot. And that's it. This is one that my sister sent to me a long time ago. I remember reading about it then and it sounded intriguing, but I don't usually go for retellings very much. So I'm really curious to see how I like this one.
It can go.
For my 5th throw, it landed right in the middle between a fantasy and a series continuation. And since I have yet to continue on with this series, I decided to go with Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. This is the second book to God Killer, which I read a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and I immediately went and bought this one, and I still have yet to pick it up. I started reading it when I first got it, and I got like 60 pages in, but I never actually ended up finishing it, so I want to go back and pick it up again, restart it, and actually read it this time. And this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. It's shimmery and it's beautiful, and I love the covers of these books so much, and so I'm really excited to jump back into this one and continue reading this series. There we go.
I was hoping. Is it working?
Alright, so the next prompt that I got was between 350 and 400 pages. I don't know if you can see that with the shimmer on this paper, but for that one I decided to go with another romance, and so I'm going to go with Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I ended up finding this one at the library on sale for $1, and so I quick snagged it because I was just saying in my other romance videos that this was one that really caught my attention from Christina Lauren, and so I'm really excited to be able to add this one to my TBR so soon. And I really enjoyed The Unhoneymooners when I read that, and so I'm really excited to try another one. I know Christina Lauren, I know they are extremely popular when it comes to romance, and so I'm really excited to try something else. So this one is about a girl whose father was a treasure hunter, and so now she is taking people on basically tours of trying to find this treasure. And it says, growing up the daughter of notorious and notoriously absent treasure hunter Duke Wilder left Lily without much patience for the profession or much money in the bank. Using Duke's hand-drawn maps to guide tourists on treasure hunts through the canyons of Utah, paying the bills, but isn't enough to buy back the beloved ranch her father sold years ago, and is definitely not enough to deal with the sight of her first love walking back into her life with a motley crew of friends ready to hit the trails. So it sounds really cute. It's kind of fun that it's kind of like a camping one in Utah, since I live like really close to the Utah border. And so that's kind of fun. And it's kind of just a summery camping type one, so I think it's perfect time to pick this one up as well. So for my next prompt, I got another 3-word title. And just so you guys know, I have been keeping track of all of my prompts. I've gotten multiple ones twice, but I have yet to get one a third time. I really expected it to happen this time with having to do 9 throws, but I got lucky and it didn't happen. So I have a handful of them that I've gotten twice. If those of you who don't know, if I get a prompt 3 times, then I have to add in an extra throw for the month as well. But I have yet to have that happen yet. So I did get a 3-word title twice in this round, so that will automatically make it up for possibly getting a third or an extra throw next time, but we'll see. But for this next 3-word title, I'm going to go with Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. For those of you who don't know, I recently read The Unmaking of June TBR by Adrienne Young, and I gave this like 5++ stars. And it is currently slotted in as my best book of the year as of right now. It hasn't been topped, it hasn't been questioned. So as of right now, The Unmaking of June TBR is an absolute 5-star from me. And I wanted to pick up another book by her, and I just happened to find this one at a little free library. This one, I don't know very much about it, I just know the author. So it says, Emery Blackwood's life changed forever the night her best friend was found dead, and the love of her life, August Salt, was accused of murdering her. Years later, she is doing what her teenage self swore she never would, living a quiet existence on the misty, remote shores of Square's Island, and running the family's business, Blackwood's tea shop, herbal tonics, and tea leaf readings. But when the island, rooted in folklore and magic, begins to show signs of strange happenings, Emery knows that something is coming. The morning she wakes to find that every single tree on Swayorsi has turned color in a single night. August returns for the first time in 14 years and unearths the past that the town has tried desperately to forget. So it sounds like this is going to be another one with a little bit of magic and a little bit of kind of differing emotions, kind of like The Unmaking of June TBR. That one was such a bittersweet, beautifully written book, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and so I'm really excited to try another one of her books out. Now, the next prompt that I got was a thriller. And for that one, I'm going to choose another one that I got here recently, and that is The Woman in the Dark by Vanessa Savage. This one is basically about a family who goes to live in the father's childhood home, which has since been bought and sold by another family, and is supposedly a murder house. And they decide that they're gonna move in and renovate it, and some weird things start to happen, and I don't really know a whole lot more about it, but I am very intrigued. I love the haunted house stories. I love seeing where they go and what happens with them, and so I'm very, very excited to pick this one up. On the back it says, I read this brilliantly creepy thriller in one weekend because I couldn't put it down. So scary, pacey, and compelling with a very clever twist. One I'm still thinking about now. So that in and of itself really, really intrigues me for this book because I love a thriller with some really great plot twists, and I really hope that this one isn't going to let me down like quite a few have recently. But it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really getting back in the mood for thrillers, so I am very excited to be picking this one up for June. Okay, and last but not least, my 9th and final prompt for June. I got a 5-star prediction. So I went through and I pulled out the ones that I had already read, and added in some new ones because I have acquired quite a few books since I last did this. And I have them all here in my miniature book of monsters. So we will choose a slip from the box. I will put that here so that way you can see it. I'm really nervous because there's a lot of chunky fantasy in here, but there's also like some other ones too, so we'll see. Okay, so let's go with this one. Oops, there's two. Let's try again. Okay, let's go with this one. And what does that say? Something Wilder. Okay, so that one is already on my TBR, so we will have to choose again. Let's go with this one. Keep putting them upside down. The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. Okay, so that one is in the other room and my daughter is sleeping. But Republic of Thieves, I will put a picture of up here. This is the third and final book in the Gentleman Bastard series. The first one being The Lies of Locke Lamora. Now, I have absolutely loved this series. I gave the first two books 5 stars, and I still have yet to finish reading the first one. I've started it multiple times. I've made it right around 100 pages into it, and I've just never finished it. So I'm super excited that I will finally be finishing out that series, and it's most likely going to be a 5-star just like the first 2 books were, and so I'm really excited. So that is, let me pile them all up here. Okay, so these are the books that I will try and read in June. I have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley, Surviving Savannah by Patty Callahan, Girl in Ice by Erica Frenchick, Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian, Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner, Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young, The Woman in the Dark by Vanessa Savage, and I will be adding in The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch for my 5-star prediction. Oh my goodness, that is a lot, but they're not super chunky. I think the biggest one is going to be The Republic of Thieves, but once you get into those, they move pretty quickly. So what do you think? Do you think that I can finish all 9 of these books by the end of June? I am very nervous, but I have a feeling it could go really well depending on how my reading goes. Things in May have been really crazy with school ending for the kids and with my sister coming to visit, and so I just haven't done as much reading. But hopefully with this stack, I will be able to jump back in and read all kinds of books. So if you've read any of these and enjoyed them, please let me know down in the comments. If you think that I will be able to do this and actually finish all of these books, I would love to hear from you about that as well. If there's any other books that you would like to recommend me, I would love to be able to do a video of reading your recommendations as well. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!